selfish devil. Once, there was a very big and a beautiful garden, and the owner of that garden was a devil. The devil used to stay in his house made inside the garden. He never used to allow anyone to enter in his garden. Beautiful and colorful flowers used to bloom in the garden of the devil. The birds used to sit on the trees and sing in their sweet voice. Kids playing around the garden used to forget their game and start listening to the birds. Kids used to feel like going inside the garden and have a lot of fun there. However, they could not do so because they were afraid of the devil. The devil went out of the house for a few days for some work, and kids got the opportunity. They used to go inside the garden every day and played for hours together. After a few days, the devil returned home. When he entered the garden, he saw some kids playing there. The devil got very angry, and he said in his loud voice,
"What are you doing here? This is my garden, and no one can enter inside."
The kids got afraid of his loud voice and ran away immediately. Kids should not come in again. Hence the devil built walls on all sides of the garden and hanged a notice outside which stated "No entry." Poor kids used to play on the roads. The grass of the garden was so soft and there was cool breeze there, but the poor kids used to play on the roads under the hot sun. They kept thinking that playing in the garden was so much fun. Here came the spring season. Trees got new branches. Birds started chirping, and beautiful and colorful flowers started blooming everywhere. And there was a wonderful fragrance in the air. But in the trees of the garden of selfish devil, no branches emerged, and there were no flowers. Even the green grass turned dry and yellow. This time, no birds came on the trees. There was just hot and dry breeze. The devil was not able to understand that even after the spring season, why his garden was so dull and dry. Spring season never wanted to come in it, and it never came to his garden. One day, devil was lying in his house, and suddenly, from somewhere, he heard a beautiful voice of a bird. He got up immediately. He saw there was a bird singing outside his window. It was been long that devil had not heard the birds chirping, and hence he was very happy to hear the bird's voice again, and he thought finally the spring came over. Immediately he got up from his bed and went into the garden. Whatever he saw in his garden, it was unbelievable for him. He saw one side of the wall was partially broken, and through that wall, few kids had entered in the garden, and they were happily playing around the trees. And trees were also very happy welcoming them. The trees had new branches now, and the flowers were peeping out of the buds. Beautiful flowers were happily blooming all over the garden. With kids playing around and the chirping of birds, the garden was looking very beautiful and graceful. But in one corner of the garden, it was still dry and sad. One small boy was standing near the tree in that corner. He was so small that he could not even climb and touch the branches. He was crying and he was moving around the tree. The tree was also making an attempt again and again so that the boy could touch them. But the boy could not reach the branches. When the devil saw this, he felt very bad for the boy. He finally realized that he is so selfish. He did not allow the kids to play in his garden, and that is the reason spring never came to his garden. He then decided to break all the walls and allow kids to play in his garden. The devil moved ahead quietly and went to that small boy in that corner. When the other kids saw the devil coming in the garden, all the kids got afraid and ran away. The small boy also was afraid. But the devil loved him and took him in his arms and took him up to the branches of the tree. As soon as the boy touched the branches, the leaves and the branches of the tree started moving happily. And in no time, buds started blooming. Birds came and sat on the tree. The small boy folded his arms around the neck of the devil and hugged him tight, as if he was trying to say thank you to him. On the other hand, few kids were peeping out of the broken wall of the garden. When they saw that devil was loving the child, then one by one they all came inside the garden. All the kids came around the devil and started jumping and playing. Even the devil became a kid along with them and started jumping and playing along. Spring also came in the garden. Devil picked up the hammer and broke all the walls of the garden. In the afternoon, people of the village were surprised to see that the kids were playing in the devil's garden. And the more surprising thing was that the devil was also playing with the kids. The entire garden was filled with the laughter of kids, and devil was the one who was laughing aloud amongst the all.